One can no longer live and think solely about the present, solve only current issues. Those are the words of His Excellency Mr. Mikhail Nikolaev, the first president of Republic of Sakha, Yakutia. And I believe they describe the man whose life path we are here to discuss with exact precision. Bold, clever, hardworking, the words that one should use when talking about Mikhail Speransky, great Russian reformist. His origin from a humble background in 19th century Russian Empire did not predetermine his fate, as he became one of the most competent and mindful statesmen in history. His vision of the path the empire should pursue at the time he was engaged as a statesman was groundbreaking and unheard of, even tabooed. Consequently, he got restricted from legislation for being ahead of his time. It was when he had been allowed to come back 4 years later, and having not lost a single bit of wisdom, when the chapter of his reform in Siberia and Yakutia commenced. In 1819, he became the governor of Siberia and was given an important task of making a revision in this area. Speransky traveled across the cities of Siberia and implemented many reforms that were meant to solve the problems that the region as a whole faced. Edicts, exceeding of authority of local rulers, their lack of actual control and concern for the well-being of the city and its population. I would like to highlight the 1822 regulation of foreigners, meaning Siberian people, in Siberia. It's difficult to overvalue the impact of his reform because it proclaimed equality of Siberian ethnicities and Russians. It includes Yakut people too. Freedom from inequality allows people to have growth, broaden their knowledge, and prosper. Great reformist resolved Siberian issues when it was much needed and catalyzed the growth of these nations. Count Mikhail Speransky's methods of looking at things through a much wider lens and a global perspective are no doubt of immense relevance, especially now. He wanted to introduce a parliament in the state system, which would work under the control of the monarch, like one in the United Kingdom. Russian parliament we have now is different from Mikhail Speransky's idea in the form of relation between it and the head of the country, as Russian parliament functions in the Republican society. Taking two ambiguous projects that I mentioned above into consideration, we can now link them and witness the effect of equality ratification and Speransky's concept of parliament in ultimate state assembly, the parliament of the Sakha Republic, which also operates in Republican society. Count Mikhail Speransky is an embodiment of how persistence, hard work, and passion could have a massive impact on your life and career. I reckon that if he lived in today's Yakutia, he would make His Excellency Mikhail Yefimovich very proud. Mikhail Speransky's way of thinking follows Mikhail Yefimovich's words: think globally, do locally. And I am convinced that there is a Speransky in our republic, who is inspired by His Excellency Mikhail Yefimovich Nikolaev.